Morning, guys. I'm going to start by correcting the work from Monday. Okay, so Monday I showed you how to find a general term. Okay, so as I said on the live lesson, these are new skills. Okay, there's a bit of work to be done here. Right, so let's go. So when you're asked to find the general term, you are going to have to use your formula. So we're going to write that down. The formula, you need to replace two of the letters with numbers. Okay, to find the general term, we're going to have to figure out what A is and what D is. So if you remember, A is the start term. Yeah?
I didn't catch that. Could you?
Sorry, it's my phone or my watch answering me. So A is the start term, and the start term is just the first term of the sequence, which is 14. D then is the common difference. Yeah? And the common difference is the difference from one term to the next. So from 14 to 18 is 4. From 18 to 22 is 4. 22 to 26, 4. 26 to 30, 4. So the common difference is 4. Okay, now we're going to put them in. So everything else just gets copied. So Tn is going to stay as Tn. Next is the equals. Now the A gets replaced, and it gets replaced with 14. The next bit doesn't, so copy the plus, copy the bracket, copy the n, copy the -1, copy the bracket. All just copied. And then D gets replaced with a 4. We now look at this multiplication. So bracket here means that the 4 is being multiplied by the n, and the 4 is being multiplied by the 1. Okay, so Tn equals, the 14 is not part of that multiplication, so we just write it down. Next thing we're going to do is multiply, the plus gets written down. Next thing we're going to do is multiply the 4 by the n. When you multiply a number by a letter, you simply just write them side by side, so it's 4n. Next thing then, we copy down the minus, and then 4 by 1 is 4. Okay, now we're looking at the families. So, as I said, the n will always be on its own, and it is here too. But the numbers can be combined, okay, because both of those are in the same family. They both don't have an n. So Tn equals, you write the 4n on its own, and then in your calculator you type in 14 minus 4. 14 minus 4, your calculator will tell you is 10. That's a plus 10. So the answer to this one is Tn equals 4n plus 10. Okay, now I'm going to go third. Okay, so I'm going to go into the main document, the notes, and I'm just going to do a couple more of these, okay? So I'm not going to try and teach anything new today, I'm just going to do a few more. Okay, so I must have moved that. I'm just going to take these off. Okay. So we look here at question 2. So question 2, they want us to find start term which is A. They want us to find the common difference, which is D. And then they want us to find the general term here, Tn. The nth term or the general term or Tn. Remember, there's a couple of ways of naming it. And then they give us a few sequences. Okay, so we will start with the first one there. So the first sequence is that the one we just did? That's the one I just gave you for homework. Right, so let's not start with the first one. We'll start with the second one. Okay, so the second one says 4, 10, 16, 22, 28, and 34. Yeah? So part A wants us to find the start term. The start term is there, the first term of the sequence, so it's 4. Then they want us to find D, the common difference. So to get D, we look at the difference. So 4 to 10, that's a plus 6. 10 to 16 is plus 6. 16 to 22 is plus 6. 22 to 28 is plus 6. And 28 to 34 is plus 6. Oh, no, you can't see it. Let's not do that. Okay, so we can see that the common difference is 6. For part C says find the nth term or the general term. So once I've been asked to find the general term, I get my formula. Tn equals A plus n minus 1 times D. And I'm going to replace, no, that's the wrong one. I'm going to replace the A with 4 because that's what A is. And I'm going to replace the D with 6 because that's what D is. So we have Tn equals, so I copy the Tn, I copy the equals. Next, A gets replaced with a 4. The rest just gets copied, so plus bracket n minus 1 bracket. And then the D gets replaced with a 6. Okay, same as before, the 6 is going to be multiplied by the n and it's going to be multiplied by the 1. The rest of it has nothing to do with that multiplication, so we will just write it all down. 4 plus, everything up to the plus. 6 multiplied by n is a number by a letter, so it's just 6n. Then we copy down this minus. And then 6 times 1 is 6. Okay, and same as before. This is on its own. And these two can be paired up or joined up because they're from the same family. So the 6n is alone, and then into my calculator I'm going to type 4 minus 6. And my calculator should tell me that it's minus 2. And then that's the answer. Now, see at the end of the question here, it asks you for the 12th term. Okay, so now they're asking us for one of the terms in the sequence. So you can continue. They've done the first, second, third. So hang on. They've done first, second, third, fourth, fifth. They've done up to the 6th. So you could just do the 7th is 40, the 8th is 46, and you can go up like that. Or, because you have the general term, you can figure out the 12th term really easily. You just take the 12 and you put it in there for n. So this is like what we did for homework on last Wednesday. So we do 6 bracket 12 minus 2. 6 bracket 12 means 6 multiplied by 12. 6 multiplied by 12 is 72. Minus 2 is 70. Okay? Alright, we'll do another one. And 10, 22, I'll move the screen now. 10, 22, 34, 46, and 58. Okay? Now, and we're going to do the same thing. So, part A is the start term, which is A, and the start term of this sequence is 10. B is the common difference. Common difference here is 12. It's going up by 12 each time. Yeah? So that's 12. Part C then, we're going to do the general term. So we write down the formula. A plus n minus 1 times d. And this are going to get replaced and everything else is going to stay the same. So Tn equals A becomes 10 plus bracket n minus 1 bracket and d becomes 12. Okay, same thing as in all the other ones. This 12 is going to be multiplied by the n and it's going to be multiplied by the 1. So we have Tn equals 10 plus. None of that is involved in the multiplication. Then we do 12 by n, which is just 12n because it's a number by a letter. The minus that's here just gets written down. Bye. Sorry. And 1 by 12 is 12. Okay? Same as before. The n is the only n in the equation, so it's on its own. But the numbers can be paired up because they're from the same family. So the 12n stays, and then into my calculator I type 10 minus 12. And 10 minus 12 is minus 2. So that is my general term. Okay, just going to go, we can just see it anyway, but see part 3 here. They're asking us for the 18th term. So we take our, in our general term, and we replace the n with 18. So the 12 and the 2 stay the same. Remember that this thing, the bracket, means that I multiply. So it's 12 multiplied by 18, which is 216 minus 2, and that is 214. Okay? So, yes, it's tricky. Yes, it's algebra, but it's the same thing every single time. Okay? So, for homework, actually, let me mark it first. I want you to do the other two. Okay, so you're repeating exactly what I did there. You're going to get the start term. You're going to get the common difference. You're going to work out the nth term. And then when you've all that done, you're going to come down here and find the 27th term for that 4th sequence starting with 75. And for the last sequence, they want you to find the 50th term. Okay? So pop this in here. And that is due for Thursday or Friday. Okay?